they get that far.
Yeah, I've been watching him. He's been streaming a bit, and he's been playing North American solo queue, absolutely ripping it up there. So I'm super excited to see what he can do here versus these pro players. Syndra and Urgot coming out already. We just saw Broxah actually in the AR Earth game popping off on Lux. So maybe we get a spellcaster or something from him with a little bit of long range and try and win that way.
And of course, we had seen DiamondProx winning his 2-on-2 earlier. I was actually really, really excited about winning that one with Flash in the Night, who was former pro, turned caster, went back and forth a little bit. And he was playing some Annie or Brand in that one, so we'll see what comes through. But waiting as this is 3 bans into blind pick.
Oh, Nico ban!
Yeah, that's going to happen every time.
I feel like it's going to happen frequently, yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting, I ran into a couple of different players at the sort of pre-party last night who were telling about their 1v1 strats. And I will save them until that player is on stage picking their champion, but everyone has their own sort of idea of like what's the betting going to be, like who's the top tier champion or the counter pick ready for it. So I'm curious.
I also heard a lot, and a lot of the answers were very similar with Caitlyn Grasp, which people have been using in solo queue quite a lot, just for a strong laning phase. So definitely range plus that sustain is going to be something that you look for no matter what champion or strategy you're going for. It looks like Diamond, though, might do Annie again, run it back like he found success in the 2v2 and he locks it in.
All right, Annie locked in. I think Vera's going to stay here as well, waiting until Broxah does lock it all the way. And what's the matchup? Then we get to theorize who's going to win. It's interesting because, of course, you can't very easily practice for this, right? It's all in your mind about, like, okay, what are the matchups? What do I think I'm going to face? How can I outplay it? Okay, switching to Ezreal here. So Ezreal, Annie. I feel like Ezreal, I don't know if he actually outpushes. Like, Q auto is pretty easy, but Annie can kind of do the same with Q spam.
Yeah, I feel like Ezreal is going to have the advantage early, and Annie looks for the level 6. I think most of Diamond's plan revolves around level 6 burst. But we'll see how they play the trades early, right?
Yeah.
If you can dodge a decent amount of the Qs, Ezreal's one of those champions. Your damage falls off pretty heavily if you don't hit your skill shots.
Annie's back to 625 range, right? That got added back. So I think Annie actually has priority in like in scrapping, just because she can auto from behind the melee minions and only take autos back.
And the Q cooldown is decently long if you don't use it to reset off of killing a minion or something like that.
Yeah. 4 becomes 2, I think.
Exactly.
Yeah, we'll see. That'll be interesting to watch. You know when any player's good at, they sit on like 3 stacks of the passive, and then they'll like QE, they'll like shield themselves mid-flight so that you charge the stun and you like kind of surprise people.
But your opponent can click on the Annie model and you can see how many stacks she has.
It's actually under her health bar now. It's actually just overt for everyone.
Or you don't even have to be that good.
Riot made it even easier. But the last stack is bright red, so it super warns you. So that's why you hide it underneath. And you're like, wait.
Yeah. Real sneaky.
Yeah.
Sneaky. See? Hide that 3.
Yeah, I know. But you can see the little like 4 tiny blips under the Annie.
Okay, well he's definitely going Comet here. We see the Comet versus press the attack for Broxah. Now, not a super common Ezreal rune here, but for the 1v1s, if he does dodge, something like the ultimate coming down, which you can definitely try and play that mind game and Arcane Shift. If you go forward with an exhaust and barrier on Ezreal and force it, you proc your press the attack, and you just keep it up.
Yeah, if you time the exhaust into Annie's all in, and the first 6 seconds of cooldowns do like 1/3 damage.
Overheal as well. So I expect everybody to take some form of sustain for the secondary runes there. This is Biscuit Delivery, of course, plus Summer Comic.
It fights Presence of Mind and Triumph, so there is actually no other option. You're actually trolling big anything else. But I agree with you, though. Yeah, some will sustain. We're seeing Biscuits time warp almost everyone.
Yeah, the only other option probably, Domination. Grab some Taste of Blood and Ravenous Hunter.
But the 1 stack of Ravenous is 2.5%. It got nerfed in preseason, so that like feels bad half the time.
It is the base. That's 50% nerf.
Yeah, just half
start
the thing.
At 5. Yeah.
And you'll get 0.3 health per Q, and you're like, all right, that's some 6 sustain.
Oh, he's charging up. 1 charge on your Annie. There we go.
All right.
Level 2. Doran's play, Doran's ring, pretty much expected actually for both these guys with the potions too. But Diamond definitely has the surprise factor with his flash.
Broxah was like cheating up for a Q, but you can see Diamond like heading back to the melee minions. Yeah, so you're right about, I think level 6 feels really good for Annie unless he gets exhaust outplayed. But right now the lane's actually pretty equal, and Broxah is more mana constrained because Diamond's Qs are free. If you last hits, they're free. So 2-second cooldown.
Plus, I also, one of the big things with this map is getting pushed under turret is more damaging because the turret damage is more awkward on the minions.
Yeah.
But Annie can very easily get last hits, even on these turrets after one turret shot. As long as he gets a couple levels in the queue.
Yeah.
So getting pushed in, even though Broxah, it's good for him to have the push here for Ezreal to get harassment off, I don't think it's going to be as damaging to Diamond. We'll see, though.
One of the things is, yeah, this is Cannon Wave stacking up, so now it's time for Annie CS.
Okay.
Easy Q. Okay, mixed if you missed it. So 4-second cooldown, that actually makes it a bit more awkward. And he takes a Q as well. He's
he
like,
can go for a W.
Oh,
well.
Autoed that one.
All right, Broxah up a significant amount. Actually, a lot of these are falling to the turret.
Oh, unlucky. All right, auto Q is probably not enough damage. So he's just like bleeding CS right now. Okay, so it's 24-19, but with like 4 minions there, it's actually pretty close still.
So one thing that you can do is you wait for the turret shot to get almost all the way there before throwing your Q.
Yeah.
So you have more time, and it'll come back up before the next turret shot is able to arm and get off in time.
Yeah.
So Annie, you literally can, if you're unharassed, be able to get a Q off for every turret kill.
Mark the turret. All right. So 29-26. So Broxah is still ahead, and if he doesn't bleed CS, and I feel like Broxah's gonna have tempo the entire time. It feels like Diamond's just not in a spot to like rest the lane back right now.
Honestly, only thing I'm worried about for him is the level 6 or possibly a mana issue, but the mana issue's not really manifesting very quickly.
Yeah, so far it's fine. Okay, and looks like the health relics are actually pretty equal as well. I think back to the Licorice plus Shifters 2v2, where they just played like crazy aggro push, Vel'Koz, Heimer, and they got to take all the relics. Diamond has one to fall back to really easily, so we can take a trade, no problem. Broxah's running out of mana first, though. So again, I feel like Diamond can kind of like out-sustain this lane. He's not really taking damage, and there's no good way for mana. Like, Broxah's already used his Biscuit as well, right? So I think Broxah has to take the first forced recall, and that lets Diamond catch up and farm.
So the thing, though, once Broxah recalls, if he recalls on Hex Drink or Money,
oof.
I think that's a GG for this matchup. Because well, actually, Diamond with a significant push back. I mean, I expect Broxah to retain the minion lead as soon as they do crash on the turret.
Yeah.
But if you can get off the Hex Drinker recall and get back, then you are not nearly as scared.
And he's farming on a turret now against Annie's 6. Like, theoretically, you could do like a fake all-in. Just like press your buttons and just deal damage and try to make Broxah bleed CS that way.
Or, bait out a barrier first. Because if the barrier's not there, then maybe even through Hex Drinker you can still do it.
Tibbers cooldown's cheaper than all the summoner spells, right? So you just do that. You're like, whatever, doesn't matter. Maybe I did some damage. I'm gonna take my recall anyway. You hope you like force out 2 CS because of that, because he's like fighting you or whatever.
So Diamond actually could pull ahead in CS here, though, because so many went down to the turret.
Yeah, this should be pretty easy.
And he has positioning, and he has level 6 with stun ready. But is he going to use his abilities for last hitting and keep the stun up?
I think he should.
Looks like it.
Because it shouldn't be that hard to get 4 more CS that way. He's autoing, but I actually don't... Okay, there we go. There's the Q. But yeah, he's last hitting late, right? He's trying to keep the lane in front of his turret. Unfortunately, it's getting thinned out. Like, that's really unfortunate that when it moves forward like this, it ruins your freeze, basically. And so it's actually going to push back anyway. Like, he's got a cannon minion here. But yeah, he's up in CS.
Got the Hex Drinker, though, from Broxah's side. So the all-in, a lot less scary.
Yeah, Broxah's buy was far better than Diamond's because he got 18 Magic Pen, but there's like 25 MR.
And the Fairy Tar freeze!
Oh!
Okay, I don't know if that deserves a scream.
Well, you like literally grabbed my shoulder and shook me, and I was just afraid. Yeah, no, I mean, that's cool, it's cool. So here comes the push forward. He's trying to ban out Exhaust, he's not doing it.
There's the press the attack.
There's the Exhaust. Oh, he's got to flash away. Ignite is on, but he saved Tibbers.
All right, I think that right there, Broxah not even having his Hex Drinker proc and still having barrier, bodes very, very well. It's 1 summoner to 0 now for him.
Yeah.
Diamond looking, though. Ultimate still ready.
Oh, that's a W. He got the stun as well. So if Broxah ever is greedy and doesn't have his reflexes on point, he can get stunned into losing maybe 500 health in the combo.
It's upgraded boots as well, so Diamond's really quick right now. He can choose his all-in without flash.
Oh, ooh, that's really bad for him. Could be, he's going in. Mana Flow Band pops. Tibbers is on.
Oh,
they're fighting him. Broxah needs the relic.
He got the enemy relic. Can he get back to his side, though?
I think it's okay.
Diamond gonna cut him off.
He has no stun yet. Now he does. Oh, it's so low.
Fingers down.
He's almost dead. The Tibbers.
Tibbers!
He's out of range, I think. Oh my gosh, but the CS is 15 up for Diamond. He has complete control now.
Yeah, and he's pushing it into the turret here. Broxah with the Fairy Charm sustained for his mana. Will it be enough for him to land the last
He's
hit?
dead to a single Q. Like, he has to watch out. Oh no! WE kills him.
Diamond, 1 Q each.
EQ! EQ!
Get it! The
Oh!
And Diamond cracking up there.
Oh
what a
my.
finish.
He had no mana! Broxah, you had no mana!
Classic. Phreak understands
Classic.
that strategy to the deepest level.
I really do. Wow, that was closer than I thought it was going to be. That went back and forth a lot.
I mean,
oh my god.
we had a relic steal, then trying to get back to your own base under the turret here. But this is where it all came down. That Q set Broxah up for a possibility of a blind Q maybe in the bush, but that's the only way he wins.
Yep.
It's close enough. Diamond lands the Q from the brush, and that's it. Faker setting up next to him and doing it as well.
Yeah, I mean, you've got 5 open slots on each side, so they're ready to go. Wow. So this is 2 wins though in a row for Diamond, by the way, right? He won the 2-on-2.
Both on Annie.
Advanced. Yeah. So I mean, that's probably gonna get banned away next time around. Of course, he'll be playing tomorrow in the 2-on-2. He'll be playing either tomorrow or the next day in the 1-on-1. I forget the exact bracketing here, but not all of the bracket finishes out today. Either way, we've got our next match coming up soon as well. RSA is taking on Maple. So we got some LATAM versus sort of this year LMS. Maple's actually going over to the LPL next year, kind of following in Karsa's footsteps. That'll be interesting to see sort of his continued trajectory, because obviously it was a pretty big run for Karsa. Won an LPL title, went to Worlds. Maybe a little bit of an early exit for him, so I'm kind of curious what Maple's next year is going to look like.
Yeah, and Maple is definitely one of the powerhouses when it comes to the 1v1 tournament. He did super well last year. He's very good individually. However, I think a lot of people underestimate support players when it comes to these tournaments, right? Bada had his